Right, so we set up complete. Let's just get the what do you call it, live chat up, and then I can then get rocking and rolling. First of all, I'd like to say wherever you are around the world, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream for today's adventure. Excuse me, I'll be revisiting the USA, this time doing some heavy freight action on the very famous Sandpatch grade, with a specific locomotive as well. Live chat is up and running. Aviation 2022, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, hope you're well. What am I doing? Going into the journey mode. I remember using the CSX C40-8W. What's the coal hauler? Oh no, I don't want to do that. Wide and varied. Well, it's really cold, isn't it? This thing's speciality. I'll be honest, deep down, I haven't had any time at all to practice. Because I've been very busy today. It's empty coal train from Rockwood number 2. Take the service on. Will that do? 5:25 a.m. All right, we'll do it. Fair enough. I think one run is good enough. So right, let's do the setup changes. Nah, actually not. No, I'm just thinking now of. There's like 3 more, isn't there? Coal ones there. Let's have a little pick. What's this one? Please do not tell me it is in the snow. I beg it's not in the snow. Ah, it's in the snow. No, don't want the snow. Snow. I think it might be snowing there in Pennsylvania. Real life, actually. Bit of a snowstorm in eastern United States. Let's try another way. Well, let's go and let's see what the opposite. No, I don't want the opposite direction. No, let's try the timetable. It's easier. Oh, it might not be, actually. Let's rank it up to like November time, I think. Type in coal. That's what it was born for on this route. Not too early. 8:07. Nope. Oh, that might do, actually. Oh, Rockwood to Cumberland. No. Yeah, that one will do. 14:25 should be okay. We should be able to complete that in the daylight. My life, LSAC 101. Hey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. What have you put today? I would recommend doing scenarios to enhance your skills, and if you ever want to be a train driver, scenarios will help. I do the scenarios in my own time. I do play them in my own time. I will be honest. I've been rattling through them mainly to get the medals and the achievements. I mean, I can understand it improves the challenge. It does add the challenge and obviously the variation. But no, I don't think I'll ever be a train driver. That's for sure. My goal is not to be a train driver in real life. Absolutely not. Right, let's have a look. Lights are on, hunky-dory. Cut-out valve is at freight. Oh, lead or dead. Oopsie daisy. Minimum reduction. Let's get out of the chair and stick on some switches here. Long hood and the short hood and the warning device. Take a seat, stick it to forward, release the brakes. What have we got to play with? Oh, nice for a variation. All of them are C40-8Ws, I think. Ideal. We should have some grunt getting up the fearsome sandpatch hill, or mountain, whatever you want to call it. Let's get going. Just the one run today. Unfortunately with the same sound package as the AC 4400 CW, but I can cope with that, I could live with it. My life, Alisag, what is your job? Marketing. Marketing for a local company. It's not fun, but it pays the bills. Please make scenario videos. It is not fun without them. At some point, please. No, I won't be making them. I simply do not have enough time to devote to scenarios anymore. You know, constantly making them, and then, you know, first you've got to record them, then you've got to edit them, and it sounds easy, but, you know, I don't have all the time in the world to play with, unfortunately. I have other things to do in my life, you know. I mean, work and other things I do in my spare time. No, I think making scenarios is in some ways a bit easier than the timetable, because I've obviously made so many, and I wouldn't have to make as many now as I do compared to timetables. But to me, the timetables just seem far more fascinating and more interesting to me. It really is as simple as that. What is marketing? Look it up. I ain't got time to explain it. You know, doing it as a job. The last thing I want to do now is think of my job. No, I really don't. Anyway, the first location we've got to go via is Heinemann in pristine conditions. Yeah, the AC, I was about to say 4400, it's not. The C40-8W has certainly been a good workhorse for CSX transportation. Nice to see it in the game. Obviously with the visual characteristics, it's some ways obviously very similar to the AC 4400 CW. But of course in others, such as the interior, it's pretty different. You can see here we got the gauges, whereas with the 4400 CW you've got the computer screens. You don't have that, so it's kind of old school. And I like the graphics in the cab as well. It more weathered. And actually, speaking of, let me just put the banking comm on. And we'll require that later, that's for sure. Of course, it's transfer deadline day in the soccer world today, so I've been keeping an eye out for my soccer team, seeing if Spurs have been making any new signings. Tog Gaming, I can never get the trains on this route to move, and the wheels just slip. Well, as you can see here, I managed to get it moving, but this is a different consist. I've got 3 locomotives at my disposal, so that is obviously a strong reason as to why I'm able to get moving. I think it's just making sure you balance the power with the brakes. A good tip for you: don't release the brakes straight away. If you want a slight, even if you're on a slight gradient, don't release the brakes. Fully release them and then apply the power. I would apply the power first, like say notch 3, maybe 4. Then release the brakes, and then by the time the brakes are immediately, released or fully released, the power is obviously there for you to utilize, and the train will begin to slowly move. It does take a bit of time. I will admit it does take a while for the train to get up to speed. I think it's just a matter of being patient. I mean, in the weather conditions, certainly it is very challenging. The snow and the even the rain sometimes, it can be very, very challenging, which has been a bit of a problem for Sandpatch Grade in the past. Weather Dovetail will somehow soften the physics to a degree just to make it more playable rather than completely realistic, where you're spending 20 minutes at the top of Sandpatch, for example, in the snow, and you're revving like crazy and the wheels are slipping and you're moving back rather than forward, and that's not fun, is it? So Mr. Quicker Streams, hey, how are you? Nice to see you, welcome. Just doing a run on Sandpatch Grade of the AC40-8W, or C40-8W I should say, not AC. BNSF Railfan09, hey, how are you? I play this, good, I'm glad you play it. It's certainly good fun. Right, let's just increase the power a little bit. Let's go full power for a bit. There's another train coming down. Oh, that must be the helper. Look at him go. I've no idea how many coal wagons we've got. How many have we got? Take away 40. Oh, it's not as long as I expected. Oh, fair enough. Do we have a banker at the back? No, of course we don't. It's just come down, isn't it, you silly devil? Oh yeah, 40 wagons, coal hoppers, empty of course. I presume they're the new 100-ton or 3-bay coal hoppers that came with the C40-8W. The E60 guy 101, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Being as a rail fan, for horn sequence through the crossing is a long, long, short, long. I'll try and remember that. I can't guarantee it. I mean, I just press the horn, and as long as it makes a noise and across the crossing, that's all that matters to me. E60 guy, you love the Dash A. Oh, good. Glad you like the C40-8W. What service is this? This is an empty coal train going up the Sandpatch Grade. I've got 3 C40-8Ws at my disposal. I think these are specific services that come with the C40-8W. Not too sure. I know there was an extra 4 services added because it adds another set of duties for the coal mine. You know, bringing the empty wagons up, load them at the mine, and then bring them back down. I think you could only do that once before. Now you could do it twice or 3 times, I'm not sure. Speed limit will shortly increase to 35 miles an hour. Talk gaming, good old triple header. Oh yes. And it's not just a random selection of like you know, a C40, an SD40, or an AC 4400, or you know, it is literally 3 C40-8Ws, which is nice. That's what does annoy me with Sandpatch Grade, is that when you want to do a service, I personally, for me, I'm a bit nitpicky. I want to have a complete set of the same locomotive that I'm driving. So yeah, if I want to do a service with grain with the AC 4400 CW, I want to make sure the other locomotives I'm using is an AC 4400 CW, not this mangled up, you know, reality that we get now with Sandpatch Grade, where you're going to get, you know, almost like a draw from the hat almost, you know, oh, we're going to get a SD40-2, and at the back you've got 2 GP38-2s or something like that. I don't like that. It's nice for variety, but it's not my thing. I wish we could specifically select, you know, what locomotives we could use with the consist. But hey, that's just me being nitpicky, because I like things to be, well, my way. Right, it's time to increase the power to maximum. The grade has begun to toughen up, and let the climb commence. I'll try my best with the horn, but I've got a cup of tea in my hand. It wasn't even a crossing, it was a bridge. I thought it was a crossing, but it's not, it's a bridge. Oh, lovely. Beautiful. Lovely cup of tea. E60 guy, I made the CSX YN3B for the C40-8W. Pretty cool, awesome. Being as a well fan, I like the 8W better than the AC 4400 CW because it's weathered and the interior is better. I agree. The interior, to me, the interior is different. It's just nice to drive a freight locomotive. It's different. We're way over speed, but who cares? Yeah, like I said earlier, the interior for me graphically is much more better. You get nice variety as well. You know, you haven't got the screens of the AC 4400 CW or even the SD70 ACE. So it's nice to have this old school layout of just, you know, dials to work from. For me, it just adds a bit of character to it. And yeah, I like the livery. To me, this livery that the CW has is my favourite CSX livery. That darker variant, to me, just feels like it suits the proportions of these type of freight locomotives. If we had it on the AC 4400 CW, that would be brilliant. Apologies if I'm not keeping up with the chat. I'm trying to drive and drink drink tea at the same time, so I do apologise. I am trying my best. Oh, I've got the top chat, not the live chat. Oopsie daisy, my mistake. E60 guy, I'll probably see one SD70 ACE in this run. I have no idea. No, you won't. Actually, I had to take out the Union Pacific DLCs, unfortunately. There's intermodal charging down the hill. Yeah, I had to get rid of the Union Pacific stuff so I could squeeze on some other routes. It's a pain in the neck, but that's the way it is. So no Union Pacific traction today. The one you might see that's different is the Clinchfield SD40. I've got that on here. The BNSF rail fan, the CW's livery scheme looks boring, to be honest. I wouldn't say... Would boring be the right word? Nah, I don't think boring is the right word. Maybe a bit... Actually, no, thinking of it, I'm just trying to picture it in my head what it looks like. Well, it's got two different types of liveries, isn't it? I can't remember what they are, but certainly one of them I prefer than the other, that's for sure. To me, I think the brighter version of the livery, I forget what it's called. I'm sure someone will say what the two types of livery you could do to those to the standard CSX locomotives on this route. To me, they look a bit plain. You know, not enough excitement there for me to make you think, wow, you know, this looks fantastic. You know, beautiful. For me, with this, you know, with the darker variant that we have with the C40-8W, for me, like I said earlier, you know, adds more character and suits the proportions of this locomotive. But of course, you know, you could just go into livery designer, and if you're a fine eye for art, then yeah, then you can apply your own liveries to heart's content. So, but I'm not one of those. Oh, I got a trophy. Race pace. Oh, lovely. Flying along then. Yeah, we literally are, aren't we? Whoa, off the speed. Mr. Crooks means the PS5 download limit 64 gigabytes for now. It might change, I don't know. But certainly, oh crikey, need to apply the pawn. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, the limit is 64 gigabytes, unfortunately, but I'm actually quite comfortable with how it is for now. You know, I suppose in some way you can think about it more in an economical kind of way, like for the storage of the console. I mean, oh my bloody hell, how many more? Yeah, I ain't doing the crossings, I cannot be bothered. Too many crossings for me. Anyway, as I was saying, I forgot what I was saying now. I've lost it. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Someone remind me. PS5 download limit. That's it. Yeah, 64 gigabytes. I know Dovetail trying to work a fix where the game can intelligently recognize, you know, what DLCs need to be utilized or need to be picked, so to speak, to be used in the game. I don't know how long this will take to be fixed, but it needs to be fixed before the next Train Sim World game, that's for sure. Because if Train Sim World 3, if that's what it's called, who knows, might not even be Train Sim World 3. Yeah, if it comes to the next gen consoles only, exclusively, then as well as the PC, then yeah, problems will start to occur with more people. But hey, we'll see. We will see. We will see. YN2, that's what the livery was for the AC4400. Thank you, E60 guy. Matt Jennings, hey, how are you? I hate to be waiting at level crossing for an American cargo train to go past if I was running late for something. Oh, if I was running late, yeah, I'd hate it. Have me head on the horn. If I was out for a normal day, like, I don't know, going for a dog walk or going for a walk in the forest or something, then yeah, I'll get out and have a look at it. Have a wave to the engineer, see if he toots back. Well, he will do, won't he? Because that's the policy in the States. You've got to honk the horn at the crossing. Train fan 2012 Segura. Hey Spurs, hey, how are you? Welcome. Just taking a little trip across the Allegheny Mountains, or Allegheny Mountains, however you wish to pronounce it. There's another crossing. Never mind. Missed the bell. Moving on. I'm not bothered. Honestly, not bothered. I would make the limit 69 gigabyte. I would make the limit 269 gigabytes. It will always be a problem. You can put it up as much as you want. It will always become a problem over time. I'll honk the horn this time. There. Alright, we need to apply the power. Get within the 50s, I'll be happy. E60 Guy 101, I tested the C40-8W and AC4400-8, I went to 135 miles per hour, and the Dash 9 went 77, 135. It's like the Top Gear of Train Sim World. Oh, that was a bridge, not a crossing. Dearie me. Oh well, people fishing down by the lakeside, they have a little toot by me, not a problem. Heads up about, I'll just mention it to you, there will be no streams next weekend, Sunday or Monday, as I will be away for that, for those particular days, which is nice. Nice to escape for 4 days. Taking the trip to good old London town for my sister's birthday present. Late birthday present. Very late, but oh well, we're getting it done now, so that's good. Yeah, so no streams this Sunday, since we're at the start of a new week, and next Monday. But the week after that, normal service will be resumed until at least early April. Unless things get in the way, then we'll see. I'll also do the more usual YouTube crap, might as well say it. If you have enjoyed the stream, and of course you know what to do, make sure to give it a like if you'd enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, then yeah, don't watch. Subscribe if you are new. If you're visiting for the stream, a stream or piece of content from me for the first time, then hello, it's me. Hope you're well. Yeah, if you can't watch all of this live stream, then of course it'll be re-uploaded to the channel, or any specific questions that you want to hear back my answers to, then of course the live chat will be replay option will be enabled as well. So yeah, you can watch back the stream as many times as you like in full with the live chat enabled. So cool. Isn't it? When my stream does return, the next stream I will be taking a trip to Germany, and that will be on the Hauptstrecke München to Augsburg route. I'll be doing I think my second ever stream on that route. I think it was my second ever stream on Train Sim World, on Train Sim World 2. Can't quite remember, but yeah, that's the Sunday stream when I return. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. And the stream after that is a special one, because it's taking a trip along one of my favourite routes personally in Train Sim World 2, and that is the LGV Mediterranean in southern France. Can't wait for it. So 2 high-speed routes for you when I return for my little holiday. So yeah, if you like high speed, then yeah, make sure to look out for the live stream. There's another crossing I've missed, but never mind. Sure, I can hear the engine sounds of the locomotives in the distance. No biggie. Train fan with everything needs to be changed. Yeah, everything does need to be changed to another day. I had a birthday present 2 years ago that I still haven't done yet. I still don't know if that's ever going to happen. I don't think it will, to be honest. Well, we'll wait and see. Yeah, today's the last day in January. Only one DLC in January. Whether we were meant to have 2 in January, of course we'll never know. But yeah, nice to get a DLC in January, I suppose. Personally, I would have not wanted a DLC. I would have preferred them to just focus on getting these preserved updates out. So yeah, the sooner we have them, the better. Let's increase the power to maximum. I wish this thing had a cruise control. But that's the beauty with some old school locomotives. You can't have everything. Yeah, so this locomotive we're driving, the C40-8W. If you want to know some facts on it, and I've made a list, don't worry. Of course, it's a diesel electric locomotive, manufactured by General Electric, built between 1984 and 1994, and apparently, according to the manufacturer, its maximum top speed is 70 miles per hour or 113 kilometers per hour. It was part of the Dash 8 range. So yeah, I think General Electric constructed close to 850 of the 4,000 horsepower 6-axle diesels. So quite a lot. No, I don't know how many CSX acquired. I think it was over 260 or something like that. Oh my god. Time to get down the speed as well. Yeah, so CSX was a pretty major customer of purchasing these C40-8Ws. Right. Oh, I'm pressing wrong buttons. Here, there and everywhere. Now we can increase the power. Don't want to come to a complete halt. Should be easy since we haven't got as many coal hoppers as I expected, and plus they're empty as well, so that helps. Oh, there's some AC-44s. Taking some automobiles somewhere. Will J, the rail founder, hey, how are you? Welcome. We're just tackling the tough grades of sand patch in the C40-8W. Train fan 2012, I like TSW 2 DLCs except the LGV because it's a bit too complicated because you've got to change the power when the train is going at full speed, and if you mess up, everything's screwed up. I think at first it's complicated. It does take a while to learn the procedure of setting it up, not only just doing the procedure for doing it for the sake of it, but the correct order as well, and of course doing it in the dark as well. So it does add to the challenge, but I think once you master it, it's really an immersive driving experience. That's why I love LGV Mediterranean. I don't know, I think just the Frenchness of the route, or I don't know, I've always been fascinated with the TGV trains. I remember going on it, when did I go on the TGV? Years ago when I was tiny. I think it was my first holiday when I was a very tiny person. Was it Paris I went to? I can't remember. Might have been Paris, I'm not sure, I can't remember, but I remember going on a TGV because I had to do a change from London to Paris on the Eurostar, and then I had to I think I ended up taking a TGV to Spain or something, I'm not sure why. But yeah, apparently we took a TGV to Spain because I had old photographs which I dug out of the cupboard years ago just to see some memorabilia of what life was like for me when I was young, and yeah, we were on board a TGV, and yeah, it seemed quite fun. Obviously, for my age, very young at the time, being enthralled with the speed of it, and me a keen admirer and follower of the French TGV. So it's not just I'm liking it because it's a different route, it's from another country, it's because I have a bit of personal experience with it as well. So Foxy, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. The next location we have to go via is Mance, by the way, the famous post office. Sadly, we can't stop at Mance, so yeah, Postman Pat can't deliver his letters to us for us to take up the grade. We're not a post office train, I'm afraid. E60 Go 101, Amtrak had similar dash 8s. They were called the P32-B8BWHS. Hey, that's a name. Trefan 2012, meanwhile, on the Southeastern High Speed also has a power change. Instead of going full speed, you stop at each station so you can take your time. That is true, yes. Foxy, LGV is not very interesting for me. I don't know why, but I personally do not like it. I don't know if it's blank or lifeless. Well, it's certainly in the services I can agree is a little bit light, but I don't know. I mean, will they? I think there's definitely room for improvement with the timetable, for sure. I think the TGV Resu duplex is certainly a contender to be added to the game, and it wouldn't just boost the timetable, but it'd add a different type of service. It'll add 8-car services instead of 2 sets of 8 connected together, making 16-car trains all the time. So I think adding that as well will be a different driving experience and add variation and more services, making it more busier. So yeah, and it's also interesting that the LGV is, I think, one of the only routes that is not getting the rush hour passenger technology. It wasn't displayed in the roadmap at all, which was very surprising for me. I'm disappointed as well deep down, because I want to see it with some improvements and tweaks. Maybe that will be made in the far future with a locomotive add-on, or dare I say it, maybe even an extension, who knows. But yeah, if there's a locomotive add-on or an extension that in any way, shape or form that gets added to it, even as a separate DLC or not, honestly, I will be over the moon. I will be hyped on like anything else. Any other I've experienced in Train Sim World. Because I think the most hyped I was when the heavy freight pack was announced for Northern Transpennine, because Northern Transpennine for me is the best route in the series. I just love it. For challenge, the character that the route portrays, not just the locomotives, but the route itself. You really are exploring a time period that, okay, it won't look 110% lifelike to 1983 in Manchester or Leeds, but just getting the feel of it, the atmosphere. You're taking control of big proper heavy freight trains, and the passenger services as well. That's a challenge. Hello, what's that? Oh, it's another helper train. Seen 2 already. That's nice. Yeah, so yeah, for me, Northern Transpennine is the best route in the series for me, still is, and if anything gets added to it, and with this upgrade coming to it, I am so excited. You have no idea. It's like a Christmas come true for me already. I'm only in January, so just to see a new update for it, the very funky destination displays, the sky technology, and maybe some new things being added to the service mode or some scenarios. You just never know. So yeah, you can tell that I'm right up for it. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat. E60 guy, that's the American Postman Pat. Yeah, Postman Pat, yeah. Foxy, these loco names are these loco names are more complex than the Soviet Union tank names. XD may be numbers and just annotations I do not understand. Yeah. Well, we're not going to talk about the Soviet Union and tanks at the moment. I think, the last thing we want to hear at the moment is Russia crossing over into Ukraine's borders. So, yeah. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Train fan 2012, hey Spurs, would you rather the Caltrain MP15 DC or the Amtrak SW1000? Ooh. Well, the thing with the Amtrak shunter is that the surfaces aren't long. Sorry, there's not many surfaces, but the surfaces are really long. You know, you spend sometimes an hour, maybe 2 hours, maybe more, depending how long you take, of course, to put trains together, switch coaches around, you know. You could get yourself lost in doing the procedures, and of course it may be boring for some people, but that kind of shunting, you know, for me personally, I'd happily spend an afternoon trundling around a goods yard, or, you know, a rail classification yard, or passenger coach yard, you name it, just knocking trains together all day and taking a route along a rolling Victorian museum or something like some West Somerset Railway. I do like West Somerset Railway, but in real life, I'm not a huge fan of it on West Somerset. I think the only time I'll probably do a stream on West Somerset is in the summertime, and that's probably it. It's not to say that West Somerset isn't a challenge. There are some pretty steep grades going up and down, and of course with the different locomotives you can use on there, you get a variety of challenges. But to me, nah, it's just not quite. It's just a bit too slow. Like, there's not much to see, is there? It's just Greenland and trees and stuff, so yeah. I mean, you could say that was Sandpatch Grade now, but I like Sandpatch Grade. The vistas and the depth it has in the route, the depth that Sandpatch Grade has, and to some extension, you know, Clinchfield, Cane Creek, maybe Horseshoe Curve, I don't know. The fact that the route makes you feel small, you know, that's what I like. You know, the fact it's got such scale is really cool. But yeah, the MP15 DC, it's one of my favourite locomotive DLCs. The variety of the services you can conduct with it adds so much to the Peninsula Corridor. Foxy and Overtransparent is one of the best routes. You're alright. Yeah, thank you. Train fan 2012 agreed, like the old style and the locomotive, just amazing. Yeah. Foxy, I hope more routes from the old British Rail area will come, either with steam or diesel. I fell in love with the old English trains. Yeah, I think the old English trains have more character, more like they feel like they're better engineered. Whereas compared to the new trains, of course they're engineered, but it feels more digital in some ways. You know, you drive the high-speed trains, you get a lot of assistance from the computers, and you've got safety systems, and you know, cruise control systems, and it can help you. But to me, the old trains, sometimes they don't, you know, they hardly provide any assistance. You know, you've got to be the driver, you know, not the train driving you for the ride, you know. Train fan, well, we will get the Liverpool steam route, so we'll be getting more old style content. Yeah, very old style content. 1958. I have no idea honestly, I have no idea what to expect. I've never driven a steam locomotive in the virtual world. I don't have Train Simulator, so I have no experience at all. Of course, I've no idea what Liverpool Lime Street to Carlisle looked like in 1958, but yeah, 2 new steam locomotives, 2 different types of activities. I literally have no idea what to expect, so yeah, something to look forward to, that's for sure. Foxy and Van, imagine being able to drive more trains on Northern Transparent vendors ones with VL routes. However, I like the British Rail trains in your videos. Thank you. Glad you like the videos. Yeah, certainly I think more can be added to Northern Transpennine. Maybe the 31, that's certainly a candidate. The 20, I'm not too sure. I don't know if it ran around the north of England during the 1980s. I have no idea. But I think if we just added them for more variation, even if they were just used as substitutes, or added AI locomotives or something, or trains, you name it, I think I would like that. That'd be cool. Matt Jennings, which heritage steam railways would you add as a DLC? Blimey, heritage rail. I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't really think adding heritage steam railways to games doesn't really do any benefit to me personally. You know, if you want to go and if you want to experience the heritage steam railways, go and visit them in real life. I mean, they're in need of more cash than ever before, and you know, some railways are, you know, sadly struggling for cash. You know, people not coming in because of the pandemic and all restrictions, and you know, they're struggling for money. I mean, I read the other day online that there was a preserved railway in the southwest of England that's struggling for cash, and you know, they're doing a crowdfund page, you know, to, you know, basically keep people's jobs and keep the railway going, basically. So yeah, I'd say help the real railway itself. Go and visit them if you got spare time. Yeah, take a trip on the real railways. Forget the virtual world. If you want to keep steam alive in the real world in some way, shape or form, and preserve railways, yeah, go and visit them. That's what I'd say. Much better than the game. Miles better. Train Fan 2012 maybe even older than Northern Transpennine. Maybe. Had a late 1950s one like we've got with Liverpool Lime Street to Carlisle. That'll be an interesting take. Be very interesting. BNSF Railway 09, I live near Union Pacific. Awesome. I need to pick up the pace a bit more. Going through a tunnel. Train Fan 2012 maybe BR Blue Class 20s. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good suggestion. Yeah, a new livery for that. Wouldn't mind that. The Foxy, the steam one is from 1958. Don't we have a diesel locomotive from the late 1950s? So we might use this one on the steam. That'd be interesting. Such a crossover. I'm not sure if a diesel in late 1950s. Do we have one from 1950s? I have no idea. I think I have all of the old diesels on the game. I think when I've finished this run, I'll take a look. I don't have West Somerset. Oh, that doesn't matter, does it? Class 09. 47, I've already got a 47 from Transpennine. Late 90s. Blimey, I'd have no idea. That'd be quite cool, I think, having a diesel on there for some comparison between steam and diesel. See which delivers the better performance, not just on its own, but pulling the freight or passenger trains. That'd be quite interesting, actually. And actually, speaking of the steam locomotives, you can actually, I think it would be a great idea. I'd be incredibly surprised if Dovetail don't take this opportunity, but imagine if you could sub in the steam locomotives on the rail tour services that we have on what is it, East Coast Way, Cathcart, and Southeastern High Speed. I think that'll be a really great opportunity, and it will make sense because yeah, those services are entirely made up by Dovetail. So I think it'd be awesome. You know, if the diesels can do it, why can't the steam locomotives do it? Train Fan 2012, the West Somerset Railway Class 47 looks more modern. It does. well, more cleaner and more grander, I suppose, in its green livery. .5 miles to go until we reach Mance. Train fan to I like the Class 33. Yeah, the Class 33 is really a locomotive that's under the radar. You know, it is really good. I like the sounds of it. It is a bit different. It's kind of like a small little underdog in some ways. You know, and sad it doesn't get used on more than one route. It can't even be used on the rail tour services, which is a bit disappointing. Maybe because it's so small and hasn't got enough power to pull, what is it, 8 or 9 coaches. So yeah, I think the 33 on West Somerset is a perfect addition to it. It's a good little locomotive. You can have some good fun with it, and some good scenarios as well, like you can refuel it and all that jazz. I better sip my tea, I think. Might be wise. Ah, lovely. Alright, let's take a look at the chat. Mr. Quicker Streams, I forgot to say I have. Oh no! I hope you get well soon. My temperature has already gone, luckily. Oh, good. Isolating really does suck. Well, I don't know where you're from, but if you're in the UK, I think if you've had all 3 of your jabs after 14 days, then I believe... Oh no, if you have COVID, I think you have to... I don't know, do you have to isolate now? I don't think you do in the UK if you have COVID, but all 3 of your jabs after 14 days, after the 3rd one, then I think you are legally excused, or maybe the days will have reduced. I know they reduced the days from, I think, 7 days to 5 or something, so yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, the rules just keep changing and it's hard to keep up with it sometimes. Foxy, the Class 20 is from 1957. Ooh, we might get it. Not sure. Depends if it ran around near the northwest of England. It might have. Oh, 1957, 1 year after. Maybe. Oh, we could get it. I'm not too sure. That'd be quite cool, actually. 31 is usable on West Somerset Railway and TSW1. That is true. Yep. Mr. Quicker streams in the UK. Oh, and if you've had 3 jabs, I think the days isolated is reduced. But I know there was something like if you've had 3 jabs after 14 days. I remember a friend telling me that if you've had your 3rd jab after 14 days and you get COVID, then I think you are excused to not isolate, or the days are reduced. I'm not entirely sure, so don't take me on that. I'm literally just thinking off the top of my head, but I know there's something like that. That might have changed, I don't know. Just over 5 miles to go until Mance. It would be nice if we had an increase in the speed limit. Mr. Quicker Stream's only on my second 2 days before getting it. Oh, okay, so if it's 2 days, then yeah, you'll have to isolate for the legal requirement, whether it's 5 days or 7 days or 10 days, I've no idea. But yeah. Yeah, it does suck for a bit, but I suppose for me, if I had it and I had no choice but to isolate, and I'd take advantage of it for sure. Chilling. Foxy, but the Class 20 from the game is newer than 1957, I suppose. There was another one from the late 50s of fame, but they would need to upgrade the 20 to make it look like the late 1950s. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, heck, I mean, Dovetail, let's put it this way, I mean, Dovetail and Hauptstrecke Hamburg Lübeck couldn't be bothered to add the different variation of the Doppelstockwagen coaches, so they just used the same ones that they've always used. So yeah, well, if they're going to use, if the Class 20 is technically usable on a route from 1958, even though it might not look exactly as it would have, then they may take advantage of it and be like, hey, we're going to use it anyway, it'd be cool, it'd be fun. So I don't think people will really complain. Of course you have a few that will question that decision, but I think it'll be interesting dynamic to add for sure. Now, I don't know what river we're running by, but we've been chugging along by a river, be that on the right side or on the left hand side as we've progressed. Not sure what river that is, but yeah, it's a long river. Mr. Quicker Screen, shall I fire up my PS5 for a bit? It's up to you. If you want to fire up your PS5, you can. Don't have to ask me. Depends what you want to do on it. Watch a film or play a game or whatever, and yeah, you do what you want with it. Not a problem. Train fan 2012, oh Spurs, I have to go. Good luck with the route. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Have a good, enjoy the rest of your day. PA State Rails, hey, how are you? Be careful, this engine has a horn glitch. Oh, thank you for telling me. I won't use the horn now. Yeah, I know what the horn glitch is. I think if you keep using it too many times, then the sound will just disappear completely, and you'll be pressing the horn button and nothing happens. So, oh well, I won't use the horn again. That's fine. These 60 guys playing Halo 3. Wow, that's a throwback. I remember playing that game way long time ago. I think I still have Halo 3 hiding around somewhere. Not too sure. Might do. Mr. Cricker streams, it's 10 days but can only be 7 if a test negative or 2 lateral days on the row. 6 and 7. Alright. That might be a way of escape then. That's if you test negative, of course. E60 guy, I'd like to see a route which has either the GG1 or the Bud Metroliners. Oh, I think any more passenger routes in America, of course, would be welcomed. Certainly the freight routes are outweighing the number of USA passenger routes we have, or routes that have some sort of passenger aspect to it from the USA. So yeah, how many have we got? 2 at the moment. If you include Northeast Corridor New York, it's technically 3, but it's 2 on Train Sim World 2. Soon will be 3 with the Harlem line. And how many freight routes from the USA have we got? This is going to require some counting. What have we got? CSX, Sandpatch Grade, Clinchfield, Cane Creek, what else? Sherman Hill, and soon coming horseshoe curves. That's 5. So yeah, we need a few more routes that have either a mixture of freight and passenger, or just pure passenger ones like the one we've got on NEC New York, or Boston Sprinter, or Peninsula Corridor. I'll weigh it up a bit more. I think quite fair. I think 5 freight heavy USA routes and 5 passenger freight routes. That'd be quite cool. I need to pick up the speed. The grade's at 1.5%. Under 4 miles to go until we go via Mance. Let's take a look at the map. Oh, when you look at the map, so long to go. Oh, I don't know how long this is going to be. What's the time now? 22:10 in the game, in real life. So, could we make it before 10:30 in the UK? I have my doubts. I'm certainly going over the speed limit, so I'm certainly pushing it. So. And plus I want to beat the sunset too, since the sun is setting in the game, so I don't want it to get too dark. And of course there's not much light around when the sun sets around these parts. Not much street lights. And plus the headlights aren't very bright either, even though they should be miles bright compared to the real world. Come off the power, thank you. Let's check the weather forecast for this week. -1 in New York, oh dear. Not good. Yeah, it's a cold old night tonight, that's for sure. What's the temperature where I am at the moment? 8 degrees, not too bad. Oh, we need to get on the power. Up, 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 go, 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 go. Do not stop. We keep moving. That's it. Off we go. I've got time to see the go bird watching. We need to keep moving. And there's a crossing. Yeah, which of the new routes that's coming to the game are you most excited for? Excluding the Spirit of Steam, because I suppose everyone's going to say the Spirit of Steam, aren't they? But yeah, what's the new ones that's been revealed? We've got a new route from Switzerland, we've got Horseshoe Curve, we've got Harlem Line, and that's pretty much it. So personally, I'm looking forward to, I think, Horseshoe Curve. Actually, I'll give a shout out to Horseshoe Curve. I'm hoping that now that more time has been given to be worked on it by, Skyhook and Dovetail, my hopes are slightly higher than Cane Creek. I do like Cane Creek. I think the vistas are fantastic and the desert scenery is amazing. But well, some cases it isn't, some cases it is. But it was all right. I haven't actually done the full length run on Cane Creek at all. The only thing I've done on it is the scenario, the tutorials, and a bit of this. Have I done this? No, I haven't done the scenarios yet. But yeah, Cane Creek, especially, I'm looking forward to covering that in my timetable series. I'm interested to see how that's going to go, and just to do a stream on it in the future. Yeah, hopefully will be a nice scenic tour. Yeah, I'm also looking forward to Horseshoe Curve, not because of the route, but Norfolk Southern as well, the debut of a new brand, and I quite like the livery, the black and white livery. Gives it a certain, almost like a posing kind of feel to the locomotives, like, you know, look out, I'm coming through, get out of the way kind of thing, you know. And plus I like the horse because, yeah, I'm a big fan of Ferrari, and Ferrari is my favourite Formula 1 team that I've always supported since I was a little boy, so yeah, nice to see the stallion represented on a train instead of a car for a change. PA Stay Rails Horseshoe Curve will come out when I'm an old man. I don't know when it will come out. Probably, it should come out maybe in April. April? What am I on about? We're in January, aren't we? Maybe in late February. Maybe / early March. It depends how much time Skyhook needed. I mean, when Rivet needed more work to be done on West Cornwall, that was delayed from, what, September till October. I think it was middle of October we got it, or start of October, so yeah, I'm not sure how much work is needed, but I do think scenery wise, and certainly some features with the scenic visual features of the Norfolk Southern logos do need a bit tidying up. I think it's almost like Dovetail have given Skyhook a kick up the backside and said, look, you're slacking a bit here, we'll get in and help you, either because you're too lazy or you just haven't got enough experience yet of building a train sim, or have more to learn, whatever. Always another train. How nice. Grade's getting even steeper now, only 2%, so let's go. It's a manifest train there, nice to see. Yeah, Foxy, the 420 will come out, but the 232 will come out, as I heard. Yeah, I'm just thinking what will come out. Well, the 420 will come out first, I think, before the 232. Out of those two, I'm looking forward to. Not sure. I'm not really bothered about them as much. Yeah, I'm sure they'll add something to the respective routes, but not a highlight for me, that's for sure. Not something I'm absolutely looking forward to, but it'd be interesting, I suppose. Whether I get it is another story. I mean, certainly what TSG did with the shunter was very impressive. His knowledge and his craft at, you know, making it, and the sounds were pretty good as well, and the variety of challenges were pretty cool as well. And as you know, I'm a big fan of shunters and switches, so yeah. Whether I'll buy his next product, I'm not too sure, but I'll wait and see. Under a mile to go until Mance. Speed limit's going to be increased soon to 30 miles per hour. That'd be nice. We're approaching Mance now, just got to go around I think 2 more turns and then we will have gone past Mance shortly. And Mr. Quicker Stream's going to go now, is getting tired. Thanks for the stream, no worries, take care of yourself, see you for the next one. Kenzie, hey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Just taking a trip across the Allegheny Mountains on Sandpatch Grade with the C40-8W. In terms of the consist we're hauling up the steep grades is some empty coal hoppers. We have 2 more C40-8Ws in tow. So it's been relatively trouble-free. Nice to have a little cruise and take a look at the route. I do like Sandpatch Grade. I don't know what's my favourite US freight route. That's a tough one. I can't say yet on Sherman Hill and Cane Creek because I haven't driven the full length run of it. I've got both of those. Obviously I'm doing Clinchfield Railroad on my timetable series and I'm really enjoying the challenge of that. Plus it's set back in a time period rather than the present day, so that's pretty cool. Sandpatch Grade I like. It's a nice scenic route and a nice variety of challenges, and it's CSX as well. I wouldn't mind if we get another CSX heavy freight route. Oh, the next location we've got to go by is Salisbury, or Salisbury? Salisbury. Yeah, because we've got, what is it, 3 routes now with Union Pacific traction. 1 on Peninsula Corridor at Cane Creek and Sherman Hill, and this is the only CSX representative. Sandpatch Grades, so that'd be quite cool. Kenzie, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Yes, good, thank you. Thank you. Patty Epstein, I'm Jeff. Hello. Hello, Jeff. Welcome. Just doing a run on Sandpatch Grade and the C40-8W. I'm new to your channel. Thank you. Welcome. You're more than welcome here. Everyone's friendly. I'm friendly. Nice to have you on board for the ride. Just, mainly I'll just do some Train Sim World content on my channel. That's all I'm doing, really. Now and again, I'll play something else. In terms of new content to the channel, got a couple of things in the works. I've got some FIFA stuff coming up shortly. Managed to record some gameplay on that. FIFA 22 and my career mode on Borussia Mönchengladbach. So if you like FIFA and career mode, then yeah, I've got some content lining up for you there shortly. In terms of brand new content, obviously I'm getting Gran Turismo 7. I'm very excited for that. Counting down the days feels like an eternity. I'm so excited. I mean, Gran Turismo was my childhood, honestly, playing games. I mean, the first game I played was Gran Turismo 4. Then I had the PSP and played Gran Turismo PSP, and I've managed to pre-order the 25th anniversary edition. Oh, I'm so excited for that. I've got Gran Turismo Sport and I play a ton out of it. Just Gran Turismo has a drive for me to just keep coming back and playing it more than ever. I'm so excited, Foxy, I'm not Sandpatch, a bit exhausting because of the length. I love the route, but I already play it because of that. Yeah, I think most of the US freight routes are going to be long anyway, either whether that's due to speed limit or because of the undulation and curves of the route. I mean, Sherman Hill is not exactly a small route either, is it? I think it's a bit shorter, I think, than Sandpatch Grade. I'm not too sure. And obviously Cane Creek, even though lengthwise it's shorter than Sandpatch and Sherman Hill, it takes a very long time to complete because of a very low speed limit. But I like Cane Creek because of the scenic vistas. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch and see. You know, if you watch either a full-length run on YouTube or even some real-world footage of it, which is very scarce and rare, unfortunately, or just look at photographs of it, it just looks absolutely stunning. You know, that's the canyons and the desert scenery. You know, just in Utah is beautiful. I mean, no wonder it's a common place for hikers to go. They just got to deal with the terrain and the temperatures mainly. I'd love to go there one day and have a little look around. Or hike around, I should say. If I'd survive the temperatures is another thing. Probably. PA State Rails, Norfolk Southern is awesome. I live like 2 miles from one of the main lines. I can imagine so. I think you've got a Norfolk Southern. There's your little icon there as your picture. So that does not surprise me. Foxy, I always forgot that this means Norfolk Southern. Yeah. Happy to see Norfolk Southern in the game soon. Yeah, I mean... AC43C looking forward to. The GP38-2 is nice to get that back. Hasn't made an appearance since Peninsula Corridor, really. Or Sandpatch Grade. So it'd be nice to get the GP38-2 back. Maybe Dovetail could work miracles and bring some new physics and sounds to it, like they did with the 146.2 and 143 on the 2 previous German routes. You know, if Dovetail could work their magic on the 38-2, and I think the 38-2 will be a breath of fresh air. You never know. Ooh, we're going a bit too fast. So we're in the dark now. I think this is the Sandpatch Tunnel, one of the most famous tunnels in America, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, and most likely I am. PA State Railways, Cane Creek is good, but the horns ruin it. The horns. Yeah, the horns. It's pretty much just a Sandpatch grade locomotives with a new livery on it. There were some tweaks to it, of course, but yeah, the horns do ruin it. I mean, hopefully in the long run, Dovetail will add these new sound and recordings to the US locomotives. Like I said earlier, they did it to 146.2 and the 143. I mean, not really new sounds, but a remixtured version or something like that. If they could do something like that to the US locomotives, I think that'd be much more cool. And ever since Rush Hour really was released, certainly the focus of Dovetail Games has been on prioritizing the US market, because obviously not a lot was released for US customers for Train Sim World. I mean, we had Sandpatch Grade, we had then Long Island, we then had Peninsula Corridor, and then after that it just went a bit dead, didn't it, for nearly 2 years. So, and now all of a sudden we're getting loads of new US content. Clinchfield, this locomotive add-on on Sandpatch Grade. Sandpatch Grade itself has returned in a new upgraded way. We've got Cane Creek, we've got Sherman Hill, we've got the Boston Sprinter. We're getting another one in the form of, passenger route in the form of the Harlem line in New York. We're getting Horseshoe Curve. So yeah, certainly the US market is certainly getting its fair share of content. Of course, not everyone wants that. They prefer their own nation to be focused on, or their favourite type of gameplay to be focused on. I don't mind the American stuff at all. In some ways I do actually prefer the American content, mainly because from the scenic point of view it's more interesting for me. If you compare the US to the UK, I think scenic wise, yeah, I think the US has more options, let's say, and some more beautiful scenic vistas than the UK. But the UK, of course, has a huge fan base, of course, and Train Sim World was made here, and the team are from here, and they did Southeastern High Speed proves they can craft and create a good UK route, be that passenger, because you can't really say the UK has a freight heavy aspect of it, because it's mainly passenger, and freight's kind of a little bit to the wayside. That's kind of the opposite in the US. It's more freight than passenger, but you could get a mixture of the two, or get a route that focuses specifically on those two types of genres. So yeah, which do I prefer, passenger or freight? I honestly do not mind. I don't mind. I prefer routes that have either a mixture of freight and passenger than just specific routes that focus on either freight or passenger. I completely don't mind what we get, honestly. There's some wind turbines there doing its work, doing its magic. Now we need to apply the brakes, since we're going downhill now. 5 miles to go until we have gone via our next location. PS State Rails, I don't tell a lot of people, but they have an industrial spur in my backyard. Wow, really? Norfolk Southern, mostly GP38-2-3s, GP40s and the GP59Es. Well, that's pretty cool. If you're a fan of, obviously you're a fan of trains, and you don't have to go very far to rail fan. You can just look from your bedroom or from your garden. That's quite cool. I imagine it's quite hard to sleep at night with them making noises, but the rail yard in action. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. E60 guy, Union Pacific AC4400 CW's gauge lights and number lights don't work. Oh, the lights don't work. Oh, do they not? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, good thing this one does. Well, there's a tip for you. Don't use the AC4400 CW in the dark. Well, a route that has enough night lighting, then maybe you can use it. The ones that have no lights at all, like this, then yeah, or most of US freight routes, then yeah, don't. Don't use it at night. Jeff, Metro North is coming. It is indeed. PA State Rails, the Glitchfield SD40 is getting a new horn. That is right. Long overdue, nearly a year overdue, but at least we're getting it. I think I don't know what livery it is, but I know the SD40 is getting a new livery to work on Sandpatch Grey. It's like a grey, almost dark silver grey CSX livery, which I think is, yeah, I quite like it. It's very different, isn't it? I mean, who would have thought CSX would have like this dark silvery, almost Mercedes kind of livery? Pretty cool. Four miles to go. Ticking along nicely. There we are. I have no idea how many. Oh yeah, I think the crossings work, don't they now? I've completely forgotten about that. I've been so busy passing crossings and pressing the horn and bell every time I go around a crossing, or I'm trying to remember that is. But yeah, I forgot the crossings work. I mean, next time we go near a crossing, I'll get out of the cab and see with the camera, of course, not literally out the cab. I don't want to bring the train to a stop. You know, next time we go near, I think there's like a little board with a W on it, I've noticed. I think that means whistle. So next time I see one of those, I'll get out the exterior camera. If the camera can keep up with the pace of the C40-8W, I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. I think they work now, the crossing gates. I think they were implemented. I know something was added to Sandpatch Grade recently, but I can't remember what it was. Her PST rails will only run to a local cement plant One train per day. Oh, okay, well, that's not too bad then. Jeff, can't wait. Yeah, Harlem Line will be an interesting experience. I mean, Grand Central Terminal is one of the most iconic stations in the world, so I think to take charge of services going to or from there is it will be quite a cool experience. And I've never been to Grand Central Terminal. Obviously, you know, we've seen shots of the interior, very, very, very famous. I think it was in a film once. I remember there was a film in it with what's his face? With Robin Williams in it, I think. It was like a dance scene, if I recall. There's a whistle. I need to get out of the cab, and I've got to keep pace with the train. Go, 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 fast as you can. I don't know where the crossing is, but here it is. I can manage the train from here. I think I'll be okay. He says. I don't have a clue. PA State Rails, they should add the Genesis in that route. Yeah, that'll be cool. They might do as a locomotive add-on, you never know. The train's not as long, so we should be okay. It's only 40 coal hoppers. There we go. Alright, come on, crossing. Time to lift up. Train is gone. Train's gone now. Time to go. Thank you. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And we kept the train under control. I'm impressed with that. Brilliant. Yeah, XYZ. XYZ? I swear it was a different name then. Yeah, XYZ. It's German. I know you speak German. I'm afraid I cannot. I don't read. I don't speak German, I'm afraid. So if you could try and answer your question in English or whatever you were trying to say, I would appreciate that. But hey, welcome. Nice to have some German fans of Train Sim World on my channel. Welcome. PA State Rails, they should have the IMO, they should have the different routes. The Harlem Line, I don't really mind what we get. I'm not fussed. The Harlem Line is a bit short, I'll admit that. It's 25 miles, unless they're just going to cram a ton of services onto it to make it super busy, like Upstrecker Rheinroad was. I mean, that's what, 24 odd miles, and they pumped out 400 odd services for it. So that's of course for the use of substitution. So yeah, it'd be interesting. And of course a new brand again with Metro North, so yeah, fans of Metro North will be clamouring for that route, I'm sure. And the 2 miles to go until Salisbury. We're nearly there. Nearly there. Saito Kin, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, New Haven or Hudson may have been better choices with Amtrak layering. Yeah, it's true. That's a good point, actually. Oh, but maybe we won't get it then if they did include Hudson and New Haven. There's a crossing. Oops, I turned the bell off a bit too early. Never mind. We move on. We keep ploughing on. We will get to the finish, that's for sure. Maine and Maryland Railroad Productions. Hey, how are you? I was rail fanning on this line today. Oh, and you've come to the right place then. To see it in the virtual world, I'm sure it's amazing to see this in real life, the landscape and the nature and all that kind of jazz. I love that kind of thing. It's just so peaceful, isn't it? Until a 4,000 horsepower locomotive and a heavy freight train comes screaming by. I'd happily go and rail fan on more scenic routes like the Clinchfield and all this kind. I would happily go and rail fan on most of the US heavy freight routes, to be honest, because it's just so much more than the trains, isn't it? You know, it's literally the surrounding environment, you know, the atmosphere and all that kind of jazz. I'd love that, and it's just so peaceful as well. It's like, this is amazing. There is some peace on this planet. Peace and quiet. It's beautiful. It's not just at home, it's in some places around the world too. Cytokine, Spurs, they cut it short actually. The line goes further to southeast and west. Ah, I see. Okay, fair enough. PS8 rails crossing sequence is long, short, long. Yes, I try, but you know, as long as I sound the horn, I'm really not fussed. And people will hear me coming, that's for sure. Well, I mean, there's not people there anyway, so... but vehicles, maybe. Sodakin Spurs, we're doing well, thank you, hope you are as well. Yes, good, thank you. I can cruise along now, where grades are taking a bit of a dip. What's that in the distance? Is that a train? It is indeed. What is that? Is that the Clinchfield? Come to say hello? It is indeed the SD40. Hello, my friend. Nice to see you. Nice to see you helping out. The old guard doing its work. PS8 rails last long, needs to cover at least the half crossing FAR rule. Or whoop. Had the alerter going off there. That was the first time in this whole journey the alerter's gone off. Oh, better late than never, I suppose. That means we're near the end of the journey. Train's cruising along nicely. Look at that, beautiful. We'll increase the speed a bit since we've dropped a mile an hour, so we're gradually going to lose speed. Can't remember if the next grade goes up or down. I imagine it goes up. The final stop is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Rockwood, just over 6.5 miles away. Doesn't sound like much, but it's still a long old haul. So yeah, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a hell of a ride this last 6 miles. I think this is some of the steepest gradients on the route. Let me just check. No, it's gradually descending. Okay. Oh, either way, it's going to be a roller coaster of a finish. Right, let's have a look at the chat. Oh, nothing's happened. Fair enough. I'll go on my sports app and have a look. See what's ticking on there. Jeff, after Metro North, I'd love to see the New Jersey Transit Railroad. Yeah, I think some more railroad areas in the northeast of New York, particularly in the New York area, of course, is very much welcome. I quite like to see the oh my god, what's it called? It's the black and white passenger trains. What do you call them? Is it New Jersey? I forget what it's called. New Jersey Transit or something? Is that what you just said? Here's what you just said. Yeah, of course. Yeah, what Jeff and I just said. Yeah, New Jersey Transit. I would love to see that. Those locomotives are pretty cool, actually. Those dual power locomotives, it can run on diesel and electric power. It's quite cool, actually. I think it's a DLP. What is it? 45 or 46, and I think the Train Simulator version comes with a nice selection of cab cars and coaches for you to play with. So that's pretty cool. I think there was an extension added as well. So yeah, it's quite a long route, and I think that has a great chance of coming to Train Sim World. I will be very surprised if that does not get added in some way, shape or form. Now that I would enjoy. Whatever routes I like to see from the US, that's for the Train Simulator. Miami to West Palm Beach is a good one. I like that one. I like the sound of that. Mixture of freight and Amtrak. But of course, we're talking like this route was released like nearly 10 years ago, so I imagine things have changed there. Like the route itself and the traction and maybe the brands, I'm not too sure, that operate around those parts in Florida. Get on the brakes. Four miles to go, or just over 4 miles to go until we go. PSA Rails ALP 4546. Yeah, I had a feeling it was something like that, but thank you for clarifying it for us. They're quite cool locomotives. I think they were made by, is it Germany? I think there was some like comparison to some German electric locomotive. I can't remember which one. I think it was the 146 or something. I've no idea, but I think they were made in Germany. Or I know the Amtrak, I think, was made by Siemens in Germany? I may be completely guessing, but that may be completely wrong. But I swear one of them was like built in Germany or made in Germany and brought over to the States for use of passenger work or whatever type of services it conducts. Be that the Amtrak ACS 64, the ALP 45 and 46. Yes, Germany. Ah, right, it was. Yeah, I had a feeling it was in Germany. Photos of one in Germany in the APL 45. Oh, is there really? Oh, okay. My knowledge does serve me well. I can remember some things, then. That's pretty good. Why are we increasing the throttle? We're going downhill, silly devil. Look at that, that's some sight. Sun setting over the hill. Or mountain, whatever. That's a nice sight. Looks like we're going to beat the sun just about as well to the finish, which is good. So CSX will be proud of me. I've no idea where this is going. I thought we would have a... Does it have a location? Where is it going to in real life? Where does it say? Newell. Wherever that is, or... Newell? Is that what it's called? Newell? Newell. Something like that. Wherever Newell is, I'll type it up on the maps, see where Newell comes up as. Oh. Well, there's many Newell in the States. My god, what's SD? Where's that? South Dakota. Where's that? Whereabouts is South Dakota? In the middle? That's closer to Cheyenne than really. Well, it can't be there, my god. Oh, it might be, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far this train travels. What's the other one? There's a few of these. Newell. What's VW? WV. That is in West Virginia. Well, that might be a good candidate for it. Or maybe not. I don't have a clue. I could just type in every Newell and look it up on the map. My god, there's so many of them. What's PA? That's in Pennsylvania. Oh, that makes sense, then. Newell, Pennsylvania. Right near California in Pennsylvania. Didn't realise there was another California. Oh, I've learned something today. There's 2 types of California. Crazy. Yeah, you learn something new every day. Alright, since we're nearing the end of the stream, I best say the usual kind of YouTube stuff. If you did enjoy it, then yeah, make sure to give it a like. Please subscribe if you are new for more Train Sim World streams. Of course, this will be re-uploaded to the channel in full and with the live chat re-enabled as well. So if you have any specific questions that you wanted to hear my answers to, or just wanted to watch the stream back for your viewing pleasure, then yeah, you're more than welcome to do so. There's also a dedicated playlist to my Train Sim World streams, so if any you want to watch back or have any interest of watching, and yeah, that playlist is there for you to enjoy. In terms of the next stream, this Sunday and next Monday there will not be a stream. I will be absent for that, and, having a few days away for a change, which is nice, but I will return the following week with some high-speed action on the following Sunday and Monday. In terms of the details of those, keep an eye on the community section of my YouTube channel, because that is where the not only the content, you know, what I'll be streaming on in Train Sim World, but also the stream times, wherever you are around the world. Time to get on the brakes. We've got 40 miles per hour coming up. PA State Rails built at Bombardier in Kessel, Germany. Already painted the New Jersey Transit before being shipped as an XEO. One was next to XEO based. Oh, in Canada, okay. So a little alliance then between Germany and Canada's companies. Pretty good. Ben Davis, hey Spurs, hey, how are you? Just taking a trip across Sandpatch Grade. Almost at the finish line. But don't worry, like I said earlier, you can, the live stream will be re-uploaded to the channel, so if you want to watch the whole 2 hours or however long the stream is, then yeah, more than welcome to. Over a mile to go, and then we've made it. Brilliant. This is more the easier Sandpatch Grade services, because I'm only pulling 40 coal wagons, and I think obviously the trains are much longer and heavier because the coal wagons are empty, and plus I've got 2 extra C40-8Ws at my disposal. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But I think it would just look more cool, isn't it? You know, with 3 locomotives to play, and I think it's their new coal hoppers, 100-ton, or was it 3-bay coal hoppers? I know the C40-8W did bring a new type of coal hopper to Sandpatch Grade, which was cool. Thankfully that signal is not red, so if we do go over the stopping point by a little bit, we've got a little bit of room to work with there in terms of bringing the train to a halt and not screwing the service up. Or at least that's what I think. Don't know yet, we'll have to see. Ben Davis, want your front on the new, or fort on the new steam route coming to TSW2. Hope but the I've heard the alerted for the first time. That was cool. But the 8F and the Jubilee class in the West Somerset Road. Yeah, they might be. I didn't think about that, to be honest with you. I did suggest earlier that they could be incorporated in the services in the the rail tour services on what is it? East Coastway, Southeastern High Speed, and the Cathcart Circle. So if added it on West Somerset too, I think that'll be a nice welcome sight, particularly for West Somerset, because of course it's a heritage railway, and I imagine what's more attractive is the heritage railway of steam rather than diesel. But I think West Somerset is a tricky one because it is set within a diesel gala. We need to get braking. Whoops, I may have braked a little bit too early, but that's okay. I'm on a bit of a downhill gradient anyway, so we might be okay. This is the tricky bit, always trying to bring it to a stop without running into a red. I'll be very glad if we didn't. Just creep up to the stopping point. Come on, creep up. Come on. Please say that's close enough. Oh, it's not close enough. Never mind, just release the brakes, we'll get moving again. Couple of more yards. That should do it surely, come on. Give me that, go on. Oh, yep, it will do. We finished. And the next engineer will take over now. Took me an hour and 44 minutes and 44 seconds. Look at that. Nice and precise. Right, now we've got to return to the main menu. Well, there we are. Oh, what would I have to do? I had to check something on whatchamacallit. One of the old routes. Is it Tees Valley? The locomotives, isn't it? Or the age of them. What have we got? 1960. Just missing out. Oh, 1952. Oh, an 08 could be a good one on the other route. 1957. Class 37 one might be a contender. Ooh, 1961. Not too sure. Maybe. 1956. Maybe. Who knows? Right, where's that? Where's the route in question we were on just now? We find it. There we are. I'll just get it up. This is a standing ovation. Well, there we are. That concludes the stream. Some fun on Sandpatch Grade with the CSX C40-8W. Of course, if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you're new for more Train Sim World streams. Like I said, I will be absent from streaming duties this weekend and the following Monday because I'm away for a few days. But the week after, streaming will be resumed on Train Sim World the following Sunday. So make sure to check out my community section on my YouTube channel for the details of those next streams. And as always, I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Take care.